Welcome to SoCal Surf with Dan Nappy. Today, Newport Pier, between the pier and the jetty. We were closer to the jetties and the pier. It was about knee-high to waist-high. And occasionally something a little bit bigger would come in, but mostly waist-high was the order of the day. Huntington was big, and the current was real strong, so we didn't want to go there. But it was good there too. But a lot of the people that usually surf Huntington, I saw them there at Newport. So we weren't the only ones taking advantage of Newport when it breaks. And so pretty good, not too crowded. The school had some high schoolers there at first, but they left about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then it got pretty good, not real crowded. So very few times did you have to not take a wave because somebody was on it. But it was still pretty fun, and had a good time. So surfed for about 2 hours, 8. We got there about 7. Surfed till about 9, a little after 9 o'clock. And mostly just little waves left and rights. Did get some pretty good wipeouts today. Don't know why. They weren't that big, but I was getting a little overconfident, and a wave came to me, and so I turned and take it. But it was too late, and by the time I took it, I was going over the falls head first with the board, and it wasn't looking very good. So I had to push the board to my right as much as I could. So all happened in a second. It was like, uh-oh, and boom, pushed the board to the right, and then kind of pushed myself towards the left away from the board and tried to hit higher in the wave, but I hit the bottom, and then the wave came behind me and pushed me down. And then I rolled quite a few times. For a pretty small wave, that was quite a lot of rolls I had to take to get in there. So I rolled for a little bit, and then I popped up, and I was looking out towards the ocean, not the sand. I didn't know which way was which. And the board was plenty far enough away from me that I didn't have to worry about it hitting me. But everybody that saw that were wondering if I was going to come out alive on that. But it wasn't as bad as it probably looked. Because it looked, I'm sure it looked horrible because I was flying over the falls on probably a waist-high to shoulder-high wave. And it was shallow, so there's a major, risk involved. So that's why I tried to land higher on the wave, but I landed lower. But didn't hit the bottom until after I rolled a bit, and then I felt the bottom, so then I stood up. So I wasn't deep. So then that was one of them. And then I had some other wipeouts, just, going left and right, where I made a bottom turn, but the wave wasn't strong enough, and I wasn't going fast enough to come off the top, so I had to kind of roll it with it, and didn't make the turn, so I just flopped down on the water and then just kind of rolled over on the wave a little bit. So that was one going right, and then going left, same thing. I kind of wasn't strong enough, and I tried to make a turn, and the board wouldn't come around. I just fell backwards into the wave. So a lot of little wipeouts, but that big one going over the falls, that was my best. Got some of my best wipeouts the last couple of days. So glad maybe we're past that now, and we can just do some surfing instead of crashing so much. Because I usually don't crash all that much, but lately I've been overconfident, and I got to pull back the horns there. I'm not 18 anymore, so I can't take that kind of abuse. So it was pretty warm. Water's warm. The air was good. There was a slight breeze. When we first got there, it was coming from the east, southeast kind of a breeze. And they said it was going to be more of an offshore breeze. So tomorrow we should see more of an offshore breeze, which will increase the heat, so the temperature will be hotter than usual, because down here by the water you get that kind of a swamp cooler type effect where the wind comes off the water, picks up that moisture and gives it a cool down. And as you move inland, of course, that air becomes hotter and hotter. So when it reverses and comes from the inland towards the ocean, you're picking up all that hot air off the ground. The sun is heating up the ground. It's rising, and the breeze brings it to the ocean. So you're going to get a lot warmer temperatures down by the beach than you would normally from coming off the ocean. Plus, it helps the surf because it makes the water glassy because it's pushing out to sea and not coming towards you, so it has no time to build up chop. So it makes the water smoother. Plus, when it it holds the wave up higher. So as the wave breaks, the wind gets underneath that lip and kind of blows off the top, which makes it it's also very pretty, but it makes it easier to drop in and make your turns. If it gets too windy, sometimes what that does, if it gets too windy, the wind will come underneath your board and make it really hard to drop down in it. So longboarders have a little trouble dropping down when they first take off when it's a strong offshore breeze. The shortboarders obviously have less wind hitting their board, so they can drop down a little easier. But it does affect some people. It'll blow them right off the top of the wave in some cases. But tomorrow, I don't know what the velocity will be, but they're telling us it's going to be an offshore breeze, so we'll have to wait and see. That could be a really good surf day, or it could be choppy. It just depends on the direction and everything and the size of the wave. So we'll see. It's supposed to be way bigger, so either Huntington's going to get too big or Newport's going to get really good. So if it gets really good, it's going to be really crowded. And that's not always the best because you run into people sometimes at Newport because the takeoff area is smaller than Huntington. And so you have that to worry about. Other than that, the surf was great. Had some nice wipeouts, but hey, I lived to tell you about it. So that's it. That's all for today. I'll check out our sponsors, nappyclothing.com, Merch Hero, and taskbullet.com, and our new one, Swing Easy Hammocks. Thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow or not. That's Saturday. So we don't usually surf on Saturday unless it's really, really good. And then back on Monday. Thanks for listening. See ya. Bye.